Underwater UFOs tend to be a topic of great debate, so let's discuss. Today we'll visit some news stories like the recent Mexico oil rig spotting, but also the classic Baltic Sea Anomaly, and more. Question for you, what's your take on underwater UFOs? Let me know in the comments, and here are some I can't help but talk about. Back in January of this year, a video of an allegedly unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAP, resembling a jellyfish had skywatchers, pilots, and experts wondering what the bleep it was. Now the buzz was so big that the Pentagon responded, and their response, or lack thereof, only fueled further speculation. Hey, we love a good mystery around here, and when the government is keeping tight-lipped, the spidey senses are real. So the video in question was released by investigative journalist Jeremy Corbell, a prominent figure in the UFO community known for his work in investigations into UAPs. Now, he says military pilots got the footage over a US Joint Operations base in Iraq around 2018, and according to him, the object was officially designated a UAP by the Pentagon, and the footage was taken with thermographic and forward-looking infrared radar. The official, the Department of Defense, DoD spokesperson Sue Gao said, "We do not comment on the authenticity of alleged DoD material that may have been leaked." Now, despite this, she emphasized the DoD's commitment to openness and accountability while balancing the necessity to protect sensitive information, leaving some to wonder about the apparent contradiction. Now, Corbell said the reason why they're not at this point able to deny it is because absolutely they're going to have to confirm it. He emphasized his and journalist George Knapp's 3.5-year effort to develop sources and verify the leaked material. "We have done our due diligence, and our DoD will be put in the corner," he said. "They have to be honest with the American public on this video." Now, Michael Chinkowski, a Marine who spoke with News Nation, was an intelligence surveillance tactical controller at the base in Iraq in 2018, and he said he was shown the full video and that soldiers weren't sure what to make of it. He says the video was taken from an aerostat, which is an intelligence surveillance balloon that looks like a blimp and was over the base, and it has cameras on it to keep a lookout for threats. So, going back to Corbell for a minute, he says additional footage of the Jellyfish UAP exists, and there are more videos related to the incident. He's like, there are more videos, you're not seeing it. I'm going to be able to tell inside of the right facility exactly where our Senate Intelligence Committee can find the rest of the videos. Apparently the extended video is around 30 minutes long and allegedly shows the UAP's transmedium capacity, its abrupt descent into the water for 17 minutes, and its rapid departure. Praying someday that video makes it to the internet. Please. In 2011, ocean explorers found an oval-shaped object with strange markings on it on the bottom of the Baltic Sea. The resulting images, which were really created by a graphic artist, of the otherworldly discovery quickly made the rounds on the World Wide Web, whereas the only real visualization is a grainy sonar image. Now, scientists think the anomaly is actually a glacial deposit or some other natural formation, but its origins are uncertain, pending further exploration, which means it can be designated a UAP or UFO. Theories lit up the internet, because believers are pretty sure that, like, this is aliens, aliens are here. The anomaly just looked too artificial to believe that it was naturally made. It even looked like it had stairs off to the side. So, checked all the regular message boards, and folks are still certain to this day that this is some sort of unknown tech. Now, more grounded theorists thought it was the turret of an old school battleship or a Yahtzee anti-submarine mine, but that didn't fit with the dating. This thing's at least 20,000 years old. So if it is a glacial deposit, it's a damn weird one. UFO theorists aren't convinced, and they're sure that this is a government cover-up. Even a lot of scientists are still arguing about what exactly caused this thing. So anything goes at this point. Except for the whole Falcon thing, that's just silly. Team UFO over here. It makes the most sense. A pair of UFOs were spotted soaring over an oil rig off the coast of Mexico, where locals have claimed it's home to a secret underwater alien base. So a crew member of the vessel near Tampico snapped two images, one showing a saucer-shaped craft with glowing lights circling the base, and the other with a triangular design and 3 lights on the bottom. The witness says the UAPs hovered for what seems like 10 minutes and then just zoomed off in an instant. This was according to the dailymail.com. Now, locals believe the underwater extraterrestrial base has been protecting them from hurricanes for more than 50 years. Now, Daily Mail also spoke with oil rigger Pat, who obtained the pictures and information of the sighting from a fellow colleague on another rig who was stationed in the area months before he arrived. And his contact said the UAP showed up as they were putting the oil rig's legs to the seabed. The rig, known as a jackup, is a barge fitted with 3 long support legs that can be raised or lowered. And one of the images shows the saucer-shaped craft hanging in the night sky and towering above the oil rig. A close look at the object shows at least 10 round lights circling the bottom, the only portion that is truly visible in the photo. Now, while the oil rigger said the other UFO was triangular, the only clue about how it's designed is how the 3 lights at its base are positioned. No other parts of the craft can be seen as well. Now, an ex-user, Covert Trust, told a lot of news people that a member of the intelligence community told her that the triangular craft was the Aurora craft, rumored to have been developed by the US government in the mid-1980s. So when Pat arrived in the area, he discovered the locals' belief about the underwater alien base, called Amupak, claiming the otherworldly beings are the protectors. He's like, my rig only came here recently, and it was after I discovered the local belief being so strong as, aliens protecting them, that he discussed with a guy who works as a liaison between the 2 rigs. Then he told me about the encounters. Then he sent me the images. So the submerged base is said to sit a few miles off of Miramar Beach, and nearby communities believe their extraterrestrial visitors have sat below the surface, protecting them from natural disasters. And hey, once again, if you're checking the history books, a hurricane has not hit the region over that course of time. The legend began in 1967 when local news outlet El Sol de Tampico newspaper ran a story with the headline saying, Platillos voladeros sobre Tampico, or flying saucers over Tampico. The article stated that thousands of inhabitants saw objects in the sky, quoting the local airport's control tower officer, who reportedly counted 9 unidentified objects. So it's been going on for a minute. A prolific UFO hunter reckons he has discovered a secret underwater alien base off of the coast of Yorkshire. Russell Kellett says he made this discovery after spending 20 years investigating the site of a reported alien abduction in the area. Now, RAF pilot William Schaffner crashed his plane off of Filey Beach near Scarborough in Yorkshire, and there were claims he was chasing a UFO before crashing. And here's the thing. His body was never found. A BBC investigation later described the incident as the most plausible British alien abduction story in history. And Russell said, I have been visiting the site for the last 20 years, capturing footage of things coming out of the water. And his footage shows 2 crafts in the sea side by side. They are flying triangles, and they are very close to the road. Now, there's no logical explanation as to what it could be. Folks have said it could be a plane or a boat, but that close to the road, in that location, in the middle of the night? Not a chance. So he came to the conclusion that there must be an underwater alien base off of the coast. And he also mentioned that the pilot who crashed into the North Sea, in his opinion, was definitely abducted by aliens. And he believes this underwater base had something to do with it. The flying objects seem to be able to outrun and outmaneuver air forces. And he thinks the crafts aren't going to show up on radar, which that checks. Russell has decided to share his findings in light of the US government's hearings on the existence of aliens. He said, now more than ever, people are starting to believe that there is alien life, not only out there, but also visiting Earth. Now, secret government documents found in 2002 claimed that Schaffner had not encountered a UFO, but saw a Shackleton aircraft he was trying to intercept during an exercise. UFO experts believe the MOD covered up alien involvement in the incident. And finally for today, members of the Mutual UFO Network have made claims about alleged alien bases found underwater off of the coast of Alaska, based on eyewitness reports from decades ago, which never saw the light of day. UFO experts and enthusiasts have alleged facilities dedicated to extraterrestrials elsewhere in the world, including Dr. Stephen Greer's claim that a mountain in South Korea is hiding a massive UFO. Meanwhile though, the researchers have focused on the mysterious activities in Alaska, and they've suggested that the deep waters could possibly be the hiding spot of aliens. Now, it almost sounds like a fantasy, but researchers believe that there was truth to the claims about the alien craft that was allegedly seen by the crew members of a ship back in 1945. Researchers allege that crew members on a US Army transporter ship sailing past the island Adak saw a massive UFO, sized 150 to 200 feet, that emerged from the water. Now, although these reports are nowhere to be found, enthusiasts believe the unidentified flying vehicles likely were used to commute to different supposed alien bases hiding in the deep waters. The UFO that emerged from the ocean was unaffected by the wind or the sail, as it twirled in its position before circling the ship a couple of times and then taking off. As the secret reports of the sailors aren't available, investigators have taken it upon themselves to unravel the mystery surrounding the unidentified flying objects, and they believe the ocean has alien bases that humans just aren't aware of. So there are some members who appeared on an episode of the Alaska Triangle, and they strongly suggest that the bases in the ocean, they're there, and they were also witnessed by local residents. Investigators say that they have studied reports of sightings from the 1940s that were never made public. And that's it for me once again, folks. I've been Alexa, your resident Yuki Spooky Girly. See y'all next time, you lovely spooky people.